Relationships are great because of the love and security that they provide, but sometimes things can go awry, and in such situations, you just don't know what to do. So in this video, we'll be exploring how you can deal with an unhappy relationship. Two psychologists, Rusbult and Zembrodt, have discovered that there are 4 ways in which we react to being dissatisfied or unhappy in our relationships. These 4 ways can be split on the basis of 2 dimensions. Firstly, is it constructive or destructive? And secondly, is it active or passive? So, let's have a quick look at what these terms mean. First of all, constructive. Constructive basically refers to those responses which help maintain or repair the relationship. Destructive, on the other hand, refers to those responses which help weaken or end the relationship. Next, active and passive. Active responses are those which involve taking action, whereas passive responses are those which do not involve direct action. So, here's how we're going to go about it. First of all, I'll be covering the constructive side, in which I will be touching upon the active solution first and then the passive. And then on the destructive side, you're going to see the passive solution first and then the active. With that in mind, let's jump right in. The first way in which you can react is the active and constructive approach, that is, voice. As the name suggests, voice involves voicing your concern, telling your partner what it is that is troubling you. Now, in my opinion, when following this approach, I feel that it is best to avoid the following things: criticizing, complaining, accusing, and condemning your partner. The negative nature of these forms will probably do more harm than good. Getting back to voicing your concern, there are different possibilities related to how you can do this. So one of the ways you can follow is suggesting compromise. Suggesting compromise involves finding a middle ground that both you and your partner can agree with. You can also try change of yourself, your partner, or both of you. And lastly, you can try seeking help, either from a trusted friend, someone more experienced in relationships, or professionally from a counselor, which would probably be the best option considering that they're experts in their fields. The second way to react to unhappiness in relationships is loyalty. Loyalty is a constructive yet passive approach. Loyalty involves sticking with your partner and hoping that things get better with time. The loyalty approach can be followed by adopting an optimistic attitude along the lines of, "I know things will get better with time," or "I will forgive and forget for now." Now, moving on to the destructive side, there are 2 ways in which you can react. You can either neglect or exit. Neglect is a passive and destructive approach. It involves withdrawing from the relationship, not putting in any effort, and letting the situation decline. You can follow this response by doing one of the following. You can avoid discussing problems with your partner. You can spend less to very little time with them. And as a sign of neglect, one often finds people criticizing their partners behind their backs. And last but not the least, we have the exit response. The exit response is an active and destructive approach. As the name suggests, it involves exiting the relationship. The exit response can be carried out in various ways. You can move out if you are living in the same house, you can break up from the relationship, and if you're married, divorce the person. Okay, just a note here, when I'm talking about constructive and destructive approaches, these are not necessarily good and bad ways to react to relationship dissatisfaction. Constructive and destructive are simply a reference to what effect it has on the relationship. Constructive approaches help maintain or repair the relationship, whereas destructive approaches help weaken or end the relationship. The destructive approach may be the best option in cases where there is physical or mental abuse for the sake of the best interest of that individual. In conclusion, it is my personal opinion that the constructive approaches should be followed first, because conflicts in relationships are pretty normal. and minor issues can definitely be worked out with the voice and loyalty reactions. Nonetheless, if things are getting serious and the relationship is damaging and there seems to be no hope for things getting better, then you just have to follow the destructive responses and get out of that mess. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, do hit the thumbs up button right below. I also want to hear from you guys, so if you like something, you have any suggestions, or you just want to discuss, hit me up in the comments. Lastly, for more content like this, hit the subscribe button right here. Also, if you haven't already, check out the previous video on conquering stage fright right here. This is me, Revitellect, signing off. Bye bye and see you in the next video.